Hello and welcome back to Karagor Studios' Remnant Lunar Archon Session 53. Hope you're having a good day. It's been a busy day for me. Lots of school. I'm a college student. But we're chill, we're here, we're gonna play a game and hopefully have a good time with it. Now I shall roll a dice. See which one of you it chooses. Thing is, who did it last time? I'm trying to double check.
I think I did.
Oh, never mind.
I said it may be Mori as well, but if it's Chris, then we'll be. And say, hey, Mori.
I don't want to do it.
Okay. Would you like to do it, Sam?
Why not? I took notes.
There actually was
So-
a pretty sizable amount that happened, so...
So, we started in the Lady Librarian's office right after our dream sequence with the sword. And then she told us that we needed to retrieve a book from... the book is called The Mysteries of Starlight from Simeon in Vacuo. We also learned she's really, really old. And we had a big chat with lots of things that John knew nothing about.
Makes sense. I don't know if John fully understands the main quest line that the party's going down, to be honest.
Not quite, no. And then we went to try to ambush the stranger again at midnight because they don't know how to tell time. And they turned out not to be a threat. And then it was a woman that approached Gambit, and it turned out to be Lady Grace Lavania, the owner of the inn that we're staying at. And she had a conversation with Gambit and knows his real name.
It's like, and then it turned out to be a threat.
And yeah. And then Gambit gets like a genie lamp on his bed in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
and Maverick left
because
us.
Maverick left. Yeah,
So we'll
he
start
got an
there.
opportunity to. He's now apprenticing with Lady. The Lord Librarian.
Asha Hellion.
I'm so bad at names.
It's okay. Yeah, speaking of which, that's where we'll jump in. On Monday, the 22nd of May, probably early morning, probably 6:15, which for some people like Gambit would definitely be too early to end his long rest. But Maverick is chill. Maverick didn't do much in terms of actual heavy work, so he just went to sleep for 6 hours. There was a knock on Mori and Garon's door.
Maury is.
That's
are
right.
you normally up?
Mori's not in this universe, so unless Mori is just gonna appear there, Thicket and Garon's door.
Is Thicket usually up?
Is Thicket usually up early?
I don't know.
Or catnapping?
I would say he's a light sleeper, I guess. Unlike me.
Fair.
He has a cat.
Y'all should hear the stories Mori's been telling me about sleeping through
Oh
alarms
my
this
gosh.
week.
It's so bad. I set 5 today, and I still didn't wake up.
Oof.
The problem with that, you end up Pavloving yourself into just snoozing them, going back to sleep, or sleeping through them. The more you
Yeah.
set, you just change your ringtone. That'll help.
I'm trying. I'm just trying
it
to
might
find
help.
the loudest sound that can wake me up. Nothing is working. But anyways,
See, if I wanted to
Thicket
give
will
myself
open
a
the
heart
door.
attack- If I wanted to give myself a heart attack in the morning, I would play the zombie screaming from Call of Duty Black Ops. That would do
Well,
it.
you put it on the opposite corner of like in the room away from the bed.
Oh, there you go.
That's true. That might
Get one of
help.
those clocks that rolls away.
Oh, I had one of those. It was my best friend. I loved him. I still have him, I think, somewhere.
I'm pretty sure there are also clocks that like are a puzzle. so you have to be at least somewhat conscious to even stop them.
Well, there are like clocks that are scales too. That you literally have to stand up on them.
Oh goodness. Well, Maury, you have lots of ideas, but you open the door, and you see Maverick, fully ready for the day. He's got his backpack on, kind of fidgeting.
Hi, Maverick.
Since you're one of the ones that were there first when y'all helped me in the hack, I wanted to say goodbye personally. I don't know if Ron
Goodbye?
told you, the Lord Librarian, she offered me an apprenticeship.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, but while y'all were out in the sand tornadoes, she talked to me and said I'd be a good fit. So I've been thinking about it, and I think I'm gonna stay here. Work on a body for Claude to send him to y'all soon, but figure I'd keep him around for a little bit if that's okay. Unless you want to take him with you, but I can send the body
Stay
later.
for like the day.
I think Claude was gonna stay with me until I get the body ready.
Uh,
So I
how
don't
long
know.
is that gonna take?
Less than a year. I don't know for sure. But
So
with
you'll be staying here a long time.
don't know. I don't know how long the apprentice necessarily is. She said she usually keeps students on until they decide they're done or she has nothing left to teach them. So I guess I can choose to leave if the time comes. And I could come and hang out, join y'all for a bit here and there. But, well, I'm pretty good with, these like arcane machines. There's a lot I don't really know about them. Magic in general.
Well, she knows a lot about magic, so
But I was
I'm-
thinking,
I'm guessing if she's gonna teach you until she doesn't have anything more to teach you, that's gonna take a long time.
maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a lot of but y'all come visit and I can come visit y'all wherever y'all are gonna be.
Will you teach me the cool magic stuff that she teaches you
Yes.
whenever you visit? That'll be awesome.
Yes. Most definitely. But I want to say goodbye. I was gonna head over there now and kind of get started. If y'all want to visit me at all before y'all leave, I know y'all are here the rest of the week. So feel free to
Are
say
you-
hi.
You gonna have breakfast with us?
He thinks I can.
Cool. There'll be one last one all together.
Okay. Assuming y'all wait, the rest of the rests would end around 8:30, 9 a.m. And y'all would easily be able to join together downstairs in the inn, in the Dancing Goose, where not Gerald, but the other man, the dwarf, happily prepares bacon and sausage and egg for y'all, whatever y'all would like.
Garon will get 2 plates of sausage and eggs, and 1 plate he will put on the ground for Jackie to scarf. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl?
He enjoys the script. You trying to build muscle, Garand? Maverick points at the 2 plates of protein.
Honestly, I'm still a bit drained. That whole experience in the sand thing kind of threw me off. If it wasn't, in fact, I think if it wasn't for the help of John, I may not have done as well in the performance. So I'm trying to recover my strength.
I don't
Oh,
know.
thanks, Garand.
And I thought you both played really well.
Garon nods and goes back to eating. Whenever Thicket or Doug come down, Garon will ask if they have any plans that they want to do for the day.
I want to buy a flower. I forgot to buy one when we were in where was it? I have it written down. I forgot to buy one when we were in Delta, but everywhere else we've been, I've gotten a flower. So I want to make sure we get one here in Vane.
I mean, above the table, did we have any goals in Delta? Other than Lord Librarian stuff?
I think it was just like a stopping place with the merchants that we were traveling with.
Oh.
Y'all are
Kind of
currently
forgot
in
about it because we were like speedrunning travel.
You were pretty fast in your time in Delta. You stopped there, did the stuff with the Yori, or with the Asukas, and then continued on. You are now in Vane, where everyone is having quiet
Vane,
breakfast.
that's where we are.
It's okay. I don't know if it's... I'll share the global map with you. Again, if you want, one thing you can do is you can drag and drop that into one of the spots on the bottom. I also think you can maybe drag and drop the link to it into like a note. I think that's a thing you can do to save images. I tested on my side. Let's see.
Shortcut
notes.
view mode? No.
Notes, self, images, and I drag. Yeah, so if you make a note, you can drag links there, like images and stuff, to be able to open them easily. The notes you can open under the player section on the right side.
Yeah. How do I drag the link to the...
So the link is the little dragon thing.
Oh, okay.
Off to the left of the name. Drag that onto an empty space and it'll create the bullet point.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Love it.
So now you can always have access to the global map. Well, not global map, to the national.
Okay. Do we have a reason to stay in Vane?
We were going with the caravan to kind of keep them safe.
Are they? They're going to Vacuo?
Yeah.
And they're leaving what, in a week?
Yeah, basically.
Sunday morning, I believe, is what was decided.
And I'm going to be basically trying to make coin the whole time that I'm here, since I performed so well that first time. And she's all like, "Oh yeah, you're great. Yeah, I'll hire you. Woohoo, money!" And so Garon's like, "Yes, give me the coins."
Iceland, make a deception check. Garon and anyone who wants to make an insight check. Except for Thicket. Thicket knows.
Insight check.
I mean, Thicket doesn't need to. Thicket
I'm win roll for me. I'm not at my computer.
Oh, that's you don't. Right? Yes, deception. I'll roll your deception for you.
Wait, if she has +9 or better, or he has +9 or better, then it doesn't matter.
I was looking at my inventory. What does Thicket know?
That gambit is more concerned than he was walking back the night before. So the last time that Garand and John saw Gambit, he seemed to basically just be on a date ?
Right.
And did not know anything about the rest of the conversation. They have no idea about that.
Right.
True.
It's
She hasn't. Or Gambit hasn't told us.
And Gambit, unless chooses to mention anything, he is holding himself together quite well. Impressively so, even to you, Thicket.
yeah. At some point when Garon has a chance, he'll be like, "Hey, so how'd that date go?" But that'll be later.
Yeah. Well, John has asked, what are your plans in Vane? Thicket wants to go flower shopping.
I think I want to stop by the library maybe again, or a bookstore somewhere that like sells books, because we'd have to return it to the library. I think it would be fun to ask the Lord Librarian, though, if she has any book recommendations of just something interesting to read.
Okie dokie, I'll go with you, Gambit says as he's like bouncing his foot.
Thicket will hand Gambit his snow globe during breakfast, just for the time being.
What am I supposed? Oh, pretty.
It glows.
Are there any like, I guess I want to say like a dojo or like a something like that in Vane, like, or like sparring swords wise or something.
Are you looking for like street fighting or like a place to train?
Like fencing or something like that.
It sounds like he's looking for like a school or an academy or some kind of
Training place like that. You'd have to look around. Look around or ask some people. But you haven't noticed one thus far.
I asked the bartender.
Well, the dwarf looks up. Yeah, what was the question?
Are there any places where one could go to practice fencing or sparring?
I guess the guards...
Academically speaking?
I mean, there's the guards' barracks. They practice there, and if you want to get into a fight, they'll give you one. I mean, there's not really like a swordsman's school here. People, pick up what they need. There are some local bandits that need to be fought. Looking for, like, job training.
Quite what I'm going for.
Right?
Thanks anyways.
Yeah, sorry, but nothing that I know of here. This is a very, a very bookish town, so...
Fair enough.
I mean, you might be able to find a few fencers if you look around well enough, but not something I know of.
Does Garand overhear that conversation at all? Is it loud enough or close enough?
That's up to Sam. Was John being quiet or not?
No, not necessarily.
Then you'd be able to hear.
Okay. Garand will get up and head over and say, you say there's some bandits that need
Yeah.
a talking to.
Well, they haven't been as much of a problem recently that I know of. They've been off to the side, but yeah, they're off toward the east, off toward the forests. At least that's what I've heard. They tend to camp out in there. Ruffians like to waylay travelers, extortion, all that jazz. But I mean, they haven't attacked the town directly. But if you're looking for some training, I'm sure people would be happy to see them go.
Well, perhaps we could look into that then. I will talk with my compatriots when they return from their shopping excursions. And speaking of shopping excursions, does there happen to be any sort of like magic shop or herbalist or alchemist or anything here? Some sort of armorer or smith?
Oh, well, certainly there's Smith.
Do.
There we go. Yeah, there's the Ironclad Sword, I think, is off toward the I think by the river. As he points, gives you a slightly northern direction off, a little bit closer to where the more dock area is, but there's no like bad area of town here necessarily. It's all a pretty relaxed, nice, comfortable place from what you've experienced. And there's a smithy over there. As for herbalists and things, I mean, you could try the guy that runs the flower shop. He knows some stuff. And of course the Lord, she always interested in magic items and things. Don't know if you could buy stuff from her or not. Not sure of another magic shop in town besides her. Could ask around. I imagine that's the type of thing that would be a private sale.
All right. It's appreciated. John, would you like to accompany me?
Of course.
All right. And Doug, do you have plans for the day? Doug's busy. He's muted.
Doug, do you have plans for the day?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
Okay, because I was talking earlier and it seemed like no one
Oh no.
could hear me.
You muted yourself again then, so you should
Well,
always check.
I exited the chat and then I re-entered and muted myself because I was doing dishes.
That'll do it.
But I unmuted myself last time, like when there was like that 5 silence. I was trying to say something, but it seemed like it didn't go through.
Definitely didn't come through on my side.
Nope.
Yeah.
Me either, bub.
I think
But
everyone's still in the inn though, if you wanted to grab people's attention.
yeah, so whenever people were discussing things, I said I think Doug was going to go back to the library and talk to that assistant that mentioned necromancy. Just because, there was talk about werewolves or like vampires, and he was just going to inquire about any information possibly in the northwest, I think. And if necromancy ties into vampirism or whatever.
Well, if you end up telling that to Grand or whatever, or any more of that, then he'll offer to help if you want. But if not, he'll take John and go looking to see if there's anything special at that blacksmith, and if so, I'll let you know, kind of thing. But keep in mind there are the bandits to the east that I think maybe we could handle during our days here while we have the time.
Oh, if y'all are going to the blacksmith, then I think Doug would tag along first.
All right.
Awesome.
Hey Doug, if you want to look for books about vampires, maybe we could find one that has information about Bale and his family. Maybe he's in one of the books. That would be cool.
That's what I was thinking. That, or maybe like his great grandmother.
John, do you want us to look for books about fighting?
No, it's all right. I was just hoping to get some practice in, sharpen my skills.
Maybe there's like a book about some secret martial arts technique.
Well, if you find something special.
Maybe we can find some more paintings.
Like regular paintings or haunted paintings?
Like the paintings that we fought.
So haunted paintings.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be safe to keep in the library.
I don't think that'd be something you'd want to seek out, to be honest.
I mean,
there might be books about them.
True. But practice is practice.
I guess that's one way to get in practice.
I mean, besides, I guess you wouldn't have to do it alone. You didn't want to.
Experience is the best teacher, they say.
Besides, I feel like that would be a great initiation into the group.
Or, going to take out some actual bandits instead of trying to look for haunted paintings.
I like that idea. The bandits, not the painting. Sorry, Doug.
Each their own, I guess.
Alright, so the party's splitting in two.
Sounds like it.
Only because we're safe in a town.
We should be safe in a town.
I think this town has proven to be relatively safe.
Gambit shivers.
There is a light rain that has continued from the night before.
Before we split up, Garan, do you want me to ask about anything in particular at the flower shop?
Oh yeah, if a few potions would be helpful. I don't think we have too many amongst us. Oh. Am I wrong? Have I gotten?
Oh, buddy.
I don't think I have any potions, except that sleeping one.
Let me see if I have any I can leave with y'all. I don't know if I hoarded any. But I'll be walking over toward the flower shop, because that's next to the library. So I'll be going there.
Oh, Garan, if you could ask about white memory, that would be great.
Are you not going with us then? Have you changed your mind?
Never mind. I misheard. Yes, I'm tagging along.
Right, well, I can ask myself.
I'll ask if you want me to, but I mean, you'll be there, so, maybe if we both ask, maybe it'll be very, very impressive.
Very efficient conversation.
Yeah. Is this one of those, social things? Like, if you ask more than once, maybe you get the answer you want?
I love the idea that
I'm being playful. I'm sorry, Doug. No. You
Wait.
can ask your own self. It's fine. I was just trying to be lighthearted is all. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to mislead you.
So, by asking more than once, you get the same answer?
Typically, yes.
Then why ask more than once? I don't get
it. That was the joke, is that you wouldn't really ask more than once.
Times like these reminds me about Doug's whole demeanor.
Well, sometimes people can't hear you, so you have to ask more than once.
I see.
I have no potions.
Well, then
thank you.
Ask once.
Do I have potions? No. Do I have potions? Still no. I don't think asking myself twice changed anything.
Oh, you guys are going to find a blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys could ask about him, someone like splitting this diamond that I have. It's worth 500 gold pieces. So it'd be a bit big for some of the spells I can cast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it'd be a problem, but yeah, I mean, that's more of a gem cutter, but maybe they know what they're doing.
I'm not sure a smith would be equipped to cut diamonds.
What?
They have that anvil thing.
No, you
they?
don't want to use an anvil. That would just shatter it into
That
a
would
bunch of
just
little pieces.
break it. If
No,
you want
no,
to
you
cut
want a
it
gem
with
cutter.
precision, you need a chisel and like fine craftsmanship and stuff.
I think it's possible, but it's not likely. You know, possible, not probable. That's all I'm saying.
Is there a jeweler?
Well, I did not ask. So, Doug, if you'd like, you're welcome to go and ask the gentleman at the bar.
Doug walks off to the bar.
He's there cleaning up the plates and stuff from breakfast.
Excuse me, is there a jeweler around here?
Yeah, there's like the mesmerizing eye off toward the center of town where the other shops are.
So if I go to the blacksmith, I would run into it?
No. The blacksmith is off toward the docks. The jeweler's more toward the library.
Okay. And Doug walks back over and tells Thicket, you'll run into it as you go to the library.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear me doing dishes?
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
The party stands in silence.
Okay, I think that should
Yeah.
be everything.
Yeah, let's head off.
Okay.
Go find this smith.
There you go. Y'all walk outside. Presumably taking minor precautions. Y'all have cloaks and things for the rain from the time you've traveled. Probably no umbrellas, unless any of you owns an umbrella that I don't know about. Going through the rain.
The rain.
I can make something that looks like an umbrella, but that's about it. Won't be so effective.
Minor illusion and umbrella, but you're still getting soaking wet.
It's still raining. Why is it still raining?
Uh,
I did what I was supposed to.
But y'all split up, heading the two separate directions. Heading down the couple different paths. There's one that kind of goes along the river that goes to where the docks are, where the three of y'all are going, and then the path toward the center of town, like y'all had gone through the other night.
The kid is jumping in the puddles on the way there.
Thicket, of course, has no rain boots. He's just the most water-loving cat you've ever seen.
Okay. So Team Sickbit is going to the jewelry store, the library, and the flower shop, right?
Correct.
Fifth
Okay,
bit.
what
That's
order? What order are we doing that then? I guess, is it...
Y'all can decide who goes first, or I could roll a die and find out. Or are you meaning like the which one do you do
Which
first?
stores are we going to first?
Yeah.
I would assume whichever store is the first one we come across.
Okay.
Technically, y'all are just kind of looking around because you were given general directions to both places. Let's see. If you get an odd, then the flower shop shows up first. Even is jewelry. You stumble upon the flower shop first. It is Enchanted Florals. Though it's raining, you're able to see in the shop various flowers set on the inside of this glass. It looks like there are setups to have them set outside as well, but he seems to have moved them inside from the rain for whatever reason. Potential water control or other such things. But you can see that there is a short man, above Thicket's height by maybe 2-3 inches, who seems to be gently cutting some of the flowers. Well, not flowers, but cutting some of the limbs off of this small tree that looks like it's about a foot tall.
Have we parted ways with Maverick yet?
Yes, Maverick would have waved off as y'all got toward that center area because y'all are around the park. It seems the area around the park is a lot of businesses, and though they aren't open today because of the rain, there will often be market stalls set up around the park area.
Okay.
But he would have waved and headed over to the...
Okay. So Thicket will go in the shop.
Ding! As the bell rings hung on the door, the gnome sticks his head up and you see this fairly thin-featured gnome, this man a couple of inches taller than you, this grayish-black hair, kind of a salt and pepper almost, clean-shaven, a monocle over one eye. Well, actually, his monocle would be hanging from his jacket pocket, but a monocle hanging from his jacket pocket as he gently lifts up a set of shears as he was cutting the bits of this tree. Oh, customer. Hello.
Hello.
Steps over, puts out a hand to shake yours. Name's Yerlith.
My name is Thicket.
Nice to meet you, Thicket. What can I do for you? It's a bit of a wet day to go flower shopping, but to each their own.
I wanted to buy a flower. I'm sort of making a collection, and I wanted to see if you had a flower that would be a good representation of the town of Vane.
Okay. He taps his chin, looking around. Yeah, I think that's... he steps over, lifting up this small pot that has several flowers set into it. You say they are all fairly tall stalks with this three-way split at the end that seem to open up outward, bending back down a bit, that have a fairly bright purple color that as it gets closer to the stem turns into this gleaming golden yellow as it meets back in the center of the flower with 3 additional petals that kind of sit atop the center of it. This is a purple iris. Though it grows fairly well in the water and when it has lots of liquid. Gotta have the hydration, otherwise it's going to die fairly quickly. It's also a fairly regal look, which I think fits Our Lady and the town in general. It's quiet, good, respectable.
It's very pretty.
Glad you think so. They're quite nice.
How much would it cost to buy one? Or 2, actually. I want to get 2.
2. Let's go a silver piece for each one.
All right.
Seems reasonable enough. Do you need them potted, or do you just want them cut?
I'm gonna press them into my book here.
Cut it is, then. He very gently takes the shears and snips off 2 of the stalks, handing you the 2 cut flowers that are the flowers themselves, and then 5 or 6 inches of the stalk to hold from.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I also wanted...
What kind of flowers did you say what they were again?
They are purple irises.
I also wanted to ask if you have any sort of magic items.
Oh, well, I do a little bit of herbalism in my practice, but not necessarily magical per se. I figured out the techniques to create your standard healing potions. I think there's also, let's see, looks back at one of the shelves. I know I came up with something interesting. Where are you? As he climbs up, actually starting to climb up one of the shelves that shakes a bit as he goes. There we go. Ugh. He jumps down holding this fairly bulbous, whereas lots of potions are fairly short, contain not more than a few ounces that can easily be taken in a shot in the battlefield effectively. This one is a more bulbous, rounded potion bottle with a thin, short top. As he brings it down, I need to... It's a pretty well, not really standard. I call it a potion of, Actually, I didn't come up with the name, did I?
Sorry.
As he touches his chin. No. Long story short, what it makes it where the ground around someone will grow quickly and like plants will spring up and entangle the area.
Ooh.
Wait, is that diegetic that he actually doesn't know the name, or you just can't come up with one?
No, he doesn't. He didn't come up with a name.
Oh, nice.
It's not that I can't come up with one, it's that he's not going.
Okie doke.
See, not all of it's a mistake.
Is that the only potion that you have?
Well, I've got this and I've got healing potions. I can... Is there something in particular you're looking for? I mean, there's poison resist. Well, there's like antitoxins. I've got those.
I'm not really looking necessarily for anything in particular. Healing potions are good. They're just always kind of expensive. How much would a healing potion be?
About 50 gold apiece.
Thicket whispers to Gambit, I only have 50 gold.
Okay.
Gambit looks at his own pouch.
Okay, I have 64. How about we just go like 25, 25?
One halvesies on a healing potion.
That sounds good.
Alright.
Alright. We could get one healing potion.
Okie doke. He brushes his hands off, climbing once again onto the shelf, which, again, shakes, and I need to roll a thing. He deftly manages to shimmy up the shelf before climbing back down with a reddish potion, a familiar one in his hand. There you are. And y'all are paying 50 apiece. I'm sorry, 25 apiece.
I was fixing to say, ah!
I was like, excuse me?
This dude's got that mad scam. He's like, I'm a Nigerian prince.
I'm a Nigerian prince.
Ooh, I have a question. Do you happen to sell, or maybe know where someone might sell incense for like spellcasting?
I could do that here. I mean, it's I just like the incense, but I've heard it's good enough quality. I mean, I tend to supply Miss Sasha.
Ooh, perfect. Let me see. I have some
but I
more
have
gold
charged
pieces.
your gold.
Oh, you did? I did.
DM, how much is 1 platinum worth?
1 platinum is worth 10 gold. It looked like your gold hadn't changed. It looked like it was still 64.
Huh. Well, mine's still 39, so...
Cool, as long as it works out.
Yeah.
We're not going to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. just make a mental note of this if I have, like, you know, like...
And who is the
5
potion
gold.
going to?
I can keep it in the portable hole.
You do have an unbelievably expensive potion as well. That is borderline on less potion and more poison, but you have the potion of eternal sleep. Sorry, I can't be of more help in that respect. How much incense do you need?
I don't want to spend all my money, so let's buy 50 gold piece worth. I have 5 platinum.
Oh, big spender. Yeah. You want to shoot the gold piece of the incense?
Yes.
The functional amount, quote unquote, however much that would actually translate to. Now let me add a thing to your sheet. Fancy incense. 10 GP worth. And I'm going to mark that as you have 5 10 gold piece worth incenses. That way we can just mark them off as we go.
I'm gonna change it to 2 25s.
Sure thing. Say they're a pound a piece. I don't know how heavy incense is, but I'm gonna give them 1 weight. As he would head back to the back, come out with this additional box that he would open up and scoop out into these separate jars this very fine powder that you'd be able to smell the various scents from as he pours it, as it wafts into the air a bit. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Glad I could be of service. And did you need anything, sir? As he looks up toward Gambit. Gambit, for once, feeling like he's tall.
No, I'm good, thanks.
All right. Glad I could be of service. So he will go about tending his plants.
Gambit, look at the flower I got.
I see, that is quite beautiful.
All right. Let's go find a jewelry shop.
Okie dokie. Alright, awkward Star Wars scene transition?
Also, here's a purple iris.
I prefer 60s Batman transition.
I would have to watch
have
it.
pictures for the flowers now.
Well, for this one, I had one on hand. I wanted to look it up so I could describe it properly. Soon enough, it's like all the flowers are going to have fancy names. You're going to be like, oh, so what's the history behind this flower? I'm just going to sigh and then start pulling stuff out. Awkward scene
cutting
transition.
to jewelry shop or blacksmith?
Let's cut to to jewelry shop.
Perfect. I need to go to my car and get something real fast. BRB.
The jewelry shop is before you.
All right. I attempt to enter.
You open the door, and it opens. There's a slight jingle as you see these glass, like wind chimes, effectively, that ring above the door. Stepping out from the back from wherever she had been, you see a tall drow woman, this dark-skinned elf. Various jewels hanging off. She has at least 3 earrings on each ear, various bracelets, necklaces, a fine dress. As she steps forward. Hello.
Hello.
She bends down to face you, more close to you.
Thicket holds out his paw for a handshake.
Oh, she takes yours, a little, not quite surprised, but not against it.
My name's Thicket.
Nice to meet you, Thicket. My name is NPC Alice.
Hello, Alice. Your jewelry is very pretty.
I thank you. I find jewelry to be its own form of art. Is there something you need crafted?
I have this diamond, and I wanted to see if there was someone who could cut it.
As she pulls out these glasses from a pocket in her dress, she puts them on as she looks closely at the diamond. I could most definitely cut this into something gorgeous for you. Do you want it in a necklace, a ring, instead of earrings?
No, I just want it to be smaller.
I can't say I understand.
Well, I do magic sometimes. And so there are some spells that require diamonds. And this one's just a bit big.
You see her face turn slightly sour for a second. Oh. Alright. She gently looks at it, kind of moving it over in her hands. A shame, but clientele, it's your diamond. 15 gold pieces for the cut. And do you need it powdered or just cut?
Just cut.
All right, into thirds or halves.
I'm trying to do math.
So I know you wanted to have one for Revivify, is that right?
Yeah, that was 300 gold
That's
pieces.
3/5. And what is the other thing?
Nothing. Just Revivify.
Do you want them set into separate hundreds or just a 200 gold piece diamond?
For casting the spell, does it require it to be whole, or
No.
can it be like... Okay.
Some specific spells require whole diamond. This one is diamonds.
Okay. Well, let's do fifths.
All right, 5 equal portions. She stands up abruptly, heading back over toward the back. As she opens this curtain, there's a small workshop in the back that she would go about cutting the gemstone. I don't actually know that much about gemstone cutting. For all that I know about gemstones, I'm going to fill that gap in my knowledge base now that I've said this.
Could I be able to, like, insight or something to see whether or not 15 gold pieces is like her trying to scam me?
Sure. Make an insight
You're
check.
asking this lady to do a pointless gold diamond cutting, and you think she's scamming you?
Well, it's 15 gold pieces, and Thicket doesn't want to, like, lose all his money.
Do you know how hard it is to cut a diamond?
Yeah, it doesn't. She seems
That's probably a
greatly.
steal.
She's greatly displeased at the fact that she is cutting this gemstone just to be used in magic. However, she doesn't seem to be scamming you. She seems to be giving you a fair price.
Okay.
But she does seem very unhappy with you, and she is not trying to hide it.
Thicket's upset that she's upset.
No, I think it's an empath. But after a couple minutes, she would come back.
He doesn't understand why people don't like him.
Aww. Gambit stands there silently.
How much would that be in silver pieces? 150?
150 silver.
Oh, jeez.
I thought
I'll just
we were
take gold
cutting to
pieces.
I thought we were cutting to the blacksmith team. What happened?
We cut to the jewelry
we cut
shop.
to the jewelry store.
Oh, sorry. I thought we had decided. I would have waited a little bit
It's all
longer.
right.
Essentially,
This is still basically Thicket's mission.
the Lady Alice, the drow jewelry woman, is willing and is giving Thicket a fair price to cut his diamond into 5 separate equal portions, but she is greatly displeased and is not trying to hide it, that she is cutting a gemstone just to be used in magic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. As she seemed excited to, like, see the gemstone, and then her entire demeanor fell when you made we're gonna use it for magic.
Oh.
Yeah. She's allowed to have opinions even if they're not fun ones. And I think it seems sad. But she would finish cutting it and bring the 5 pieces over to you. Here you go, 5 separate diamonds.
Thank you.
Gambit will pay for one.
Gambit
One
will
of the
pay...
15 gold. It's 15 gold per diamond, right?
No, it's 1 diamond
Okay,
being cut into 5 pieces, and it's 15 gold total. So if you wanted to give Thicket 3 gold to pay back for one of the diamond sections...
Yeah, I'll give back 3 gold, because it's fair. It's actually, we'll do 6 gold, because it is very likely, very likely that one of these diamonds will be used to resurrect him.
3 of them, but yes, there is a very solid chance that will happen.
Ooh, I do have something that could be made into jewelry.
Her eyes light up. Yes.
I have this pearl that I think would be cool to be turned into some sort of like necklace or circlet. It's the pearl of power.
She looks at it. This is a rather splendid crystal. I could certainly set it into something for you. Said you wanted it into a ring, a necklace?
Whatever you think would suit me.
Would it be bad if I set a collar?
Well, it depends on what it looks like.
Alright. As she will look around, looking through a few different pieces of material. Well, there's silver. I could also work with a off-silver combination or a cut of silver and nickel for a cheaper piece. But I was thinking this as she brings together several various pieces that effectively would result in a tight necklace made of linked silver. Various effectively chain links brought around with a small section in the front where the pearl would be set in.
Sorry, could you describe it again?
It is effectively a tight necklace bordering on effectively a choker that is made of links of silver, or she could use a less expensive material if you'd like, but links of silver that would go all the way around, and at the front would be a silver set piece that the chain would connect to, where the pearl itself would be set.
I'm having trouble like envisioning it besides just like a string of chain with a pearl in the middle.
I mean, that's kind of all that's coming to my head. So,
okay.
If people want to describe additional ideas...
How big is the pearl of power?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm looking it up.
Power.
Could it not just be a charm of like 5 different pieces?
It says a large pearl. Now that I think about it, actually would be probably pretty big.
Yeah, my understanding is it's something that you're holding in your hand, similar to like an orb or like that crystal ball that David Bowie plays with in Labyrinth.
In that case, it definitely would not work as a choker. In fact, it might be too big for most jewelry. Being at least a couple inches across. I don't know that this would... I don't know that putting it into something would properly complement you, though you could potentially make it into a rod if you wanted to have something fancy to carry around, which could easily be a walking stick for you.
I have a staff.
It could potentially be set into there. I'm not terribly experienced with wood, so I don't know that I could help you. But the blacksmith, or I don't know, a druid might be able to set it in for you. Maybe make the plants like grow around it or something.
Ooh. Okay.
Self-sufficient.
Well,
But thanks for letting me at least see the pearl. Please don't cut it or powder it or anything like that.
I would never. It's far too pretty.
She seemed very relieved to hear you say that. She's not making an insight check, she is choosing to believe you. As
All
you
right.
would finish up there and step out, we will smash cut Badonk. We are over at the...
Star wipe.
The what?
The star wipe. Scene transition.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Over at the Ironclad Sword, as y'all would find in the more industrial side of the town. Lots of docks, lots of fish. It smells of fish here. It seems river fishing is quite common. Whether it be an export or simply a major food source for the town. The water, you can smell the fresh water fairly easily. Not always the most pleasant smell, but it's fairly good, especially given that it's a proper stream or a river, effectively, that's bringing the water down. Helps bring some of the smell away from the city, or away from the town. But you would hear the clanging of the blacksmith within his shop, or her shop.
Alright, well, as we approach, Garand is looking around. Is it an open type shop, or is it a closed?
It'd be fairly open.
Okay, so looking for the source of the sound.
Stepping around toward the back, you'd see the fairly hot furnace. Even from the 10-12 feet away that you are, you can feel the bit of the heat coming over in the rain. Standing near the furnace, striking something against one of the anvils. Seems to be molding a piece, some sort of a longer, maybe 8-inch long piece of metal that I'm not sure exactly what it's going to turn into, but he seems to be molding it. A large barrel of water that is being rained into nearby. Various tools set about. You see this fairly tough-looking half-orc man who turns to face you, his 4 tusks, 2 up and 2 down. He looks over to you, his long black hair bound into this one... what's the word? When it's all the hair is like bound together into one long... Yeah, like braid. A braid all the way down. A bit tighter than... Like, it's not a loose braid. Very tight all the way down. As he looks up toward you. Help you?
Don't let me interrupt whenever you're in between things. I know that this timing's important, so we can absolutely wait for you.
He keeps his eyes locked to yours, lifts his hand up, holding the piece of metal it's holding the tongs that are holding the metal, and sticks the whole thing into the bucket, and there is a hiss of steam before he pulls it out and sets it on the anvil. What's up?
Oh, no, well, that's good timing. My compatriots and I were curious as to whether or not you might have anything that you are particularly proud of, anything of magical origins, anything that you feel is like your best work or something that we can at least learn about, and perhaps we might make a purchase.
Ventures?
Indeed.
Yeah, you look at it. You'll look up and down. All right.
Thank you.
As,
By the way, if he's insulting him right now, Garan does not know, because
who knows?
He's drunk.
That's up to interpretation. As he wipes his hands off from a nearby cloth, setting it down. You said you're looking for well, magic isn't necessarily my strong suit, but I do make some really good weapons. Mostly work on more standard stuff. He picks up and sets down the piece of metal he's working on. You know, kitchen knives and stuff like that. However, if you're looking for some proper weapons, I can get you geared up.
Do you have anything available that we might...
Sorry.
I apologize. I thought you were done. Some people tend to speak more quickly, some more slowly, so I apologize. I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
No worries.
Simply, do you have... Is there anything that you're particularly proud of? Anything that you would love to show off? Anything that you think is some of your best work or what have you? And, we could look at it and so forth.
He steps over to this large wooden, effectively closet or shack set outside. He opens it up and you see various weapons inside. The several, looks like great swords, axes, long swords. There's even a couple really fine rapiers and other items here and there. You even see set against the back is though it's unstrung, is a very strong looking great bow. Which next to it are these long 4 or 5 foot long arrows with the huge broadheads on the end. As he reaches in, he moves a couple of items before lifting up and bringing up this large double-sided great axe. It looks to have a haft of some sort of ash wood or something you can't quite tell, maybe willow, you're not totally sure. That looks to be about 5 feet long, a solid large haft, at the end of which are these 2 crescent blades to the axe on each side, which seem to be inscribed in... Do any of you speak Orcish? Which
No.
I'm pretty sure is a language, and I don't think they might.
Yeah.
Do they speak Goblin?
No,
it
they speak. Orcish is a language.
Okay, I can never remember if Orcish was folded into the Goblin in 5e. Yeah, you would see Orcish, which has a similar text style to Dwarven, if my memory of languages is correct. But Orcish inscriptions covering the main sections of it. It seems to be quite an impressive piece. A beautiful shine to it. It looks heavy. But he brings it out. I'd say this is probably my best work. Up clean through a tree, to a certain extent. I imagine it could do the same to armor.
You said this is a double-sided axe?
Yes, it is a large double-sided great. Like, on the head, it has 2 sides to it.
Right, not that it's like...
Two cutting edges.
It's not like it's a double-bladed lightsaber type of sword. Like, it's not double-sided axe like that. It's just one big head that has 2 cutting edges to it.
No, that is certainly lovely. And it's funny that you mentioned trees, because we're actually thinking about going towards the forest to get rid of the bandit problem that apparently has been plaguing the travelers and the like in the region. So
they're difficult. I've considered getting rid of them myself, but I haven't had the time.
Oh, you stay busy, do you? That's fantastic.
He points back over to the closet. I've got another one of those on the other side of the building.
Very impressive. I look to my friends that clearly we've come to the right place. I'd like to attempt, if this is an acceptable time, to make a persuasion check to try to start schmoozing this guy in some way.
Okay. To what end?
Effectively, I am wanting him to have some sort of appreciation for
general goodwill.
Me as a customer. Sometimes you go, if you've ever worked retail, some customers are very chatty and they're outgoing and stuff, and sometimes you think that they're very jovial and it's good kind of chatty, and sometimes you think, oh, they're maybe trying to get something. So effectively, I'm rolling to convince him that I'm the first type and not the second type.
Okay. Make a roll for good customer.
Oh, let's go!
He seems to smile and take a liking to you as you talk to him about the axe and ask various questions about the different weapons he has within his space.
This is lovely. Well, perhaps if we have the time, maybe we could see that at the cost, of course. But well, I don't know. Doug, John, do either of these items anything here that do you want to pick it up, hold it, look at it, investigate anything?
I want to go look at that bow, that long bow.
Yeah, as he leans in and pulls out this huge bow that end to end, it looks like strung would be easily 6-7 feet tall. Let me grab. It hasn't really
a little bit tall for me because I don't think I'm that tall.
Yeah, so this hasn't come in to play very much. I don't remember. Let's see which. I think it's the great bow from. So there are two different versions of the great bow that I have access to technically. That are functionally very similar. Which one do we go with? What the? Yeah, they're functionally the same. It's not a regular longbow. It is a great bow. Which does 2d6 piercing damage. It has 150 to 600 feet for the short and long range. Is considered a heavy weapon. You have to have a strength of 15 or higher to use it. It is a loading weapon, so unless you have something that allows you to effectively, like a sharpshooter or something that I would say would allow you to shoot multiple times very quickly, it'd be pretty hard to shoot more than a few times in a turn. Which actually, now that I think about it, that's an odd thing for this to have, but sure. Both versions I think have access to are loading for some reason. And big thing, it allows you to use your strength instead of your dexterity modifier if you would like.
Oh, well, I have a strength of 9. So I will not be buying that.
You physically could not use it. Like, he strings it quickly and pulls it back. It looks like it's a huge drawweight. And the arrows that he has for it border on the size of javelins.
Very cool bow, sir. I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah, you look a bit on the small side. But if you need just a regular longbow, I have those too. Or even a short bow. I mean, to each their own.
Nah,
I could do with
Doug,
a short bow if you have them. I think that could come in handy.
For a longbow, it looks like it's heavy, so it'd probably need a strength of 13 to use, but I believe a short bow you could use.
John, as you were looking at that very beautiful piece, I couldn't help but think that maybe Doug would be inclined to such a powerful weapon. Doug, is that something that you would like? You have been looking for a better ranged weapon for when we take on the despicable creatures.
The issue with the weapons wasn't necessarily range, it was the fact that everything didn't seem to be as affected by normal weapons. I mean, the bow is very enticing. I wouldn't mind, flaunting it around or whatever, but I think I was more interested in trying to stick to some of these more magical items. Although that great axe does seem much more up my alley. But it seems that the things we keep running into aren't very affected by it.
Yeah. One of the unfortunate things about Grim and such is even weapons as good as mine are less than effective sometimes.
However, if you would be willing to let me field test the great axe whenever we go into the forest, I would be glad to do so.
Looks at you for a moment. Yeah. As long as you make sure you bring it back.
Sure.
Or that I would pay for it. Should Doug like it so much. We've talked to the Lord Librarian. I don't see them. It might be possible that she has some scrolls. We might be able to find some weapon enchantment spells. And then that bow would become much more potent. Or perhaps she even has a quiver of magic arrows or something, and we just cast enlarge on them or something.
Well, I can't do it myself. It's entirely possible she could even enchant the thing.
Well, there we go. Then, if you're willing,
That might be cheaper to
I
do
would
than
love.
magic arrows.
I would love to ask you to hold on to both of these incredible items, and we will make our way over to the library to speak with her, and hopefully we can come back soon and purchase some of these fantastic things. We'd love to.
Not a worry. I've had this bow as he shifts it around his hands. Year and a quarter, 14 months, 15 months. Not many people besides me in the town who can really use the thing. So don't worry, I don't think it's going to be gone by the time you get back here.
Very good, thank you, sir. And what was your name, please?
Favian. Favian Landry.
Favian?
Yep, Favian Landry.
Pleasure to have made your acquaintance. I am Grant Evenstar, and if you like good song, good drink, I might recommend coming to the Dancing Goose.
Don't normally make my way over there, but it's worth a shot. At least I'll come here and hear you play a bit. Assuming you can play as well as you can talk, I'm sure you'll be quite good.
Well, I must say it has been a very, very great week of performances. So
So I've heard.
I am. It feels like the right environment for me. Who knows? Perhaps I might retire here someday.
Well, I'm sure we'd love the company. Nice place to live. And you, as he looks over to John, you Earth Genasi? What was it you wanted? You wanted the short bow?
Yeah.
Micah,
Yeah.
our Twitch thing says that we're playing Pokemon.
Good to know.
It wouldn't be the first time he's forgotten to change it.
It's not. It's not even like the third time I've forgotten to change it.
I will start trying to remember. Hey, we're logging off. Change it to D&D.
And normally I'll change it whenever we get on to something. But anyway, continue while I do this.
Anyways, yeah, I wanted to look at that short bow.
He would get the short bow out for you. It's a pretty standard short bow. Short bow is a simple ranged weapon, 25 gold pieces, deals 1d6 piercing damage, does technically require a strength of 9 to use, but you do have that. It is a ammunition weapon, takes arrows, has a short range of 90 feet, so 90 feet normally, and up to 360 feet with disadvantage. It is two-handed. I believe it should also have the piercing property as well. So if you get a crit or bypass their AC by 5, then what is the effective? It's skewering. It reduces.
You add to the next attack roll, I think.
So the next attack roll against them equals your gains in a bonus equal to your proficiency.
Yeah, why don't I buy that and some arrows?
All right, and arrows are 5 copper pieces a single one, or to make things simple, I believe it is 1 gold for 20, but I will double check. Arrow.
I can't imagine I'd use 20 in quick succession, so let's go with the bow and 20 arrows. So that's what, 26 gold.
26 gold total.
What is that? 310 minus 26. 294.
There you go. Now we're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
No. 284. There we go.
That was some weird Pokemon.
Yeah, man. Also, fun thing for those of you that would like to know, in the bottom left, the modifier window that you use to customize rolls as needed, you can also type stuff into there. So you could like type minus 25 and then drag that over to your gold pieces, and it will automatically reduce it by 25.
Ooh.
So if you don't want to do math, do that. All right, and I will throw those onto your sheet. Is there anything else y'all are going to try to do at the smith?
Hey Fabio.
Yes?
Do you ever work with white iron?
I think I worked with it once. I made a rapier for this adventurer fellow that brought the material to me, but not terribly often.
So Doug's going to pull out the shattered memory, and then the block, or I guess the whatever shape it's in that was formed by.
Could be several ingots.
Yeah, and just ask of, do you think you could fix this blade?
Oh, let's see. The biggest difficulty, as he takes a close look at it, bringing it up to his eyes, is that while this is white iron and it's a sword that I could probably get the structure all together, can't guarantee I'd keep the additional enchantment put together. There is, from what I can tell, this is enchanted in addition to just being white iron in some fashion. So I can't promise that that'll still be there if I work on it. Give it a shot, but there's a risk to be made.
So when Lady Sasha asks for, does she ever give you projects when working with like white iron? Like, do you just do the basics and then she enchants them after?
For most weapons and things in general that she wants me to make, she usually does have me make the base and then deals with any enchantments. I haven't made anything white iron for her before, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Or do you know of any smith that is more specialized in enchanted items?
Yeah, I can think of two off the top of my head. There's in Basalt, which, you know, I got to actually train there for a bit, though not under this person. In Basalt, there's a smith called Tessa. She can work with the enchanted items. She can do a very good job with them. She can actually seem to almost add magic into things without using the standard enchanting process. She can forge items that are already seemingly innately magical. Also, there's a... I've heard once or twice there is a smith and sorcerer whatever they are, sorcerer, mage, whatever. In Vacuo, their shop is the something Avalon. Don't remember the first part. So, alright. Tessa and Basalt. The shop. Blank. Of Avalon. You should be able to get hooked up either way. I mean, Vacuo is easier to get to. I trust Tessa.
Okay. Seems like that would be the closest place to venture to.
Good luck in finding it. It shouldn't be too hard, I imagine, if you ask around the city, but I don't remember the name of the place, to be honest. I'm surprised I got the Avalon part.
Okay, well, thanks for all your help.
Happy to. And I'll see y'all at the show. You playing tonight or any particular days?
Oh, well, I don't play personally. I just, I guess you could say I play the atmosphere of sorts.
So you're not like a group, as he mentions over to Grand. It's like just you, or
No.
I mean, he's got a loot,
John has joined me on occasion. It is actually, yes, it is a solo performance mostly, but John has joined me, and honestly, it's becoming a joy to play with him. So, it is quite possible that if he so desires, he'd continue to do so. But no, it's hopefully you like violin or lute.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun.
It's been an absolute pleasure, though, Fabian.
You as well.
And I hope that your day is fantastic.
Return to his work. As y'all continue on heading back toward the library, I believe, is where y'all are meeting. Or are y'all going somewhere else?
No, I mean, yeah, we would be heading to the library now because we're going to ask about like enchantments and what might be able to be done about the bow and all that, because I would love for Doug to be able to have a ranged attack that is more consistent, that would allow him to hit the flying Grim. So
That tracks. Alright, well, y'all head over there, and y'all would eventually meet the other two. We are going to go ahead and take the 10-minute break, I think, and then we'll come back for the other 30-40 minutes after. I need to get some more water. Believe it or not, talking like this can be bit of a strain on the vocals. Also, Triceland,
No way.
Remember. Sorry, continue. You were saying, Chris?
Oh, I was just saying, no way. Haha, I was joking with you. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Triceland, you said, wait, what did I miss? What do you remember?
It was when
Yeah.
she came back.
Oh, the gemstones. That's right.
I
we were
thought,
already doing the jewelry shop scene.
Yeah.
I see.
So I thought I confirmed that we were jumping to the blacksmith, and then I was like, okay, perfect time to run, go get my the fan on my car so that my computer doesn't explode. And then when I came back, we were at the jewelry shop, and I was gone for like 45 seconds tops, and I was like, what happened?
Like, nah, yeah, it took him 5 seconds to buy stuff from the weapons shop. I'm gonna grab some water, I'll be back.
Hey, Chris, what if it's possible to use that great bow to shoot your javelin and then just have it return?
That sounds hilarious, but I don't think that that's going to work out the way that you hope, because part of the thing is that it's magic, like, bound to me, like I'm wielding it, and so like it gains power from me, I gain power from it, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like, oh, can you not? I guess your strength wouldn't be high enough to.
No, my strength is not high enough. I actually think that Thicket might even be stronger than me.
What's
I have 11. I have 11 strength, so, and I'm pretty sure that Thicket has like a 12 or 13.
I have 11 as well.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. I thought you were just a little bit higher than me.
We would tie in an arm wrestle.
So is Thicket,
Which is hilarious and sad because you are a cat.
So is Thicket gonna have a completed, like, multiple pages of just pressed flowers to show at the end of the campaign?
Yes.
That would be good.
It's like, you know how there's those like old retired people that just go across the United States collecting like stickers, like one of each state. That's Thicket with these flowers.
Although, not going to lie, I have collected quite a few leaves over the fall.
Okay, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm lightly snacking on some graham crackers, but I'm also having tea. And somehow they're blending together to make this taste fusion that I can't possibly explain, but it's really hitting.
What kind of tea?
Green tea, with the smallest little bit, like half a spoonful of apple jelly to give it sweet, because I'm out of lemon and I'm out of honey, so I had to do apple jelly.
Most tea biscuits you can buy taste almost the same as graham crackers.
That might be why then. That's good to know. I'm not British enough to know that, but I appreciate that. That's good news.
I will say that, speaking of apples, I had the best version of lemonade on Saturday at Red Robin. It is a apple caramel lemonade.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, and it's probably the best lemonade I've ever had. Like, better than just straight up lemonade. Better than strawberry lemonade.
Oh, now that's some high standards.
I know, you should go to Red Robin and try it, which I know there's not any in your general direction. But I was thoroughly surprised. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to appease my curiosity, and I was blown away. Although it could be because I was also really thirsty, but I don't think that.
I mean,
I've always liked blueberry lemonade.
I don't think I've ever had blueberry lemonade. But I know the best root beer I ever had was when I've been hiking for 4 days. I hiked like 50-something miles. Maybe not that many. No, not that many. 30-something after 4. It wasn't even 4 days. I was hiking for a bit and got I got root beer, and it was, at that moment, the best root beer ever.
I think they have, I could be wrong. I think they have blueberry lemonade at Panera Bread.
I think they do.
And then the infamous charged lemonade.
Yeah, the kill yourself on the caffeine lemonade.
Now,
I
do you
think
like-
gas actually put someone in the hospital lemonade.
Oof. Gambit down.
I guess Gambit does not like lemonade.
Oh no. Our computer may have died.
Yeah.
Now, do you like beer to be a little more like cream soda-ish, or a little more stout, or a little like, I guess, more punchy?
I prefer my root beer to be a bit more punchy. I like my cream soda as cream soda. I tend to go toward A&W as my brand of choice when it comes to root beer.
It's pretty good.
Specifically from a can. Always better from a can.
Have you ever had, or does anybody like ginger ale?
Yes.
Have you had Buffalo Rock ginger ale?
That stuff is hard. That's basically just ginger beer. Like, it's assuming I'm remembering correctly, it hits pretty hard. It's good. Just strong.
Yeah, it's very, like, I'd say 99% ginger.
Yeah.
But there's a place, which, I mean, you can't get Buffalo Rock up here because it's, from a southern company.
Yeah.
But there was a place that I visited, and they used Buffalo Rock ginger ale for like their root beer floats. Or not root beer floats, but their I think like one of their drinks or like their punches or something. And it was pretty strong.
Right back.
I wonder if we get to Vacuo and they're gonna have like a teleport circle to each town.
I was really, well, I think that's going to be the case, because at some point we have to be able to teleport.
I can already teleport.
Well, I can too, but very short distances.
Dimension door for the win.
What level does Thicket get tree stride?
But don't you have to know the tree that you're going to?
Yeah.
So, like, it has to be a place that you've already been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that can still be useful. You could just live in a treehouse and always have a way home.
It's a 5th level spell. When do I get 5th level spells?
So 9th. We need to get to 9th level.
Yeah. Because I
You
think
can have home base that way. That's great.
Because I think our issue right now is, like, we're always, like, every place that we have to go is a place we've never been.
It'd be really funny if, like, Thicket had been, like, every time, like, he finds, like, a favorite tree in town as, like, part of his whole, I want a flower from town, and I'm going to find my favorite tree here, and then I'm going to name the tree, and it's like, and this is Bob, and this is Sarah, and he just starts naming the trees.
He absolutely would.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees.
He can speak with plants.
Just pick some arbitrary house plant at some random, like from some random window from like a house that you can see from the street. And that's just where we, like, come out of every time we go somewhere.
French Iceland's here.
Your addiction?
Yeah, I'm addicted to goldfish.
Oh. There are worse things to be addicted to.
It's true. Just one of those childhood snacks that I never got past. So great. No
Does anyone
regrets.
ever actually get past goldfish?
No, I don't think so. But people don't normally
It's not that weird.
buy a lot.
I like the pretzels. I like goldfish pretzel ones.
Mm.
I think Cheez-Its are a very close second to goldfish.
Cheez-Its are very good. I like to take Cheez-Its and then take a whole bag of Cheez-Its, put them in a gallon Ziploc bag, add in a couple of, like, 2 tablespoons of butter, maybe, and a packet of ranch dressing mix and maybe a little more, and shake that all around, obviously melting the 2 tablespoons of butter, and it, like, butters all the Cheez-Its and also gets the ranch all over them, and you throw those in the oven on, like, 150, 200 degrees for 45 minutes, stir, 45 minutes, stir, 45 minutes, stir until it's done.
That sounds like a recipe for chunkiness.
It's a recipe for delicious.
That sounds strange.
It's very good, which is why I have to force myself not to make it very often.
So I have several questions. One as to how did this even happen the first time? And then 2 being, do you not like any of the other, like...
Not like any other what?
Like the ones that are already, like, flavored?
I don't usually like those because they get stuff all over my fingers, and they're not as good. And I think I originally got this recipe from some family member, so I don't know how it originated.
Let me quickly see if I can, like, YouTube, like, Cheez-It recipes.
We're just gonna find a whole bunch of recipes on how to make Cheez-Its yourself.
Yeah.
And those aren't very good recipes.
You have to Google recipes using Cheez-Its.
Or would it be, like, twice baked Cheez-Its?
Maybe.
Like a twice baked potato.
Yep.
Words was in my head. Oh.
Of course, the first video, like, we tried every Cheez-It flavor by Good Mythical Morning.
Of course it is. They tried everything. That's their entire channel now.
Yeah. They're just the Try Guys now.
Well, they were the OG
Try
YouTube.
Guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even watch those videos. I find them to be overall less fulfilling than I want them to be, you know?
Well, honestly, when they like publicly announced that they both fell away from faith, that's when I stopped watching. Or stopped caring, even.
Are you Good Mythical Morning?
Huh? Yeah, Red and Link.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know...
like... It was probably almost a decade ago.
Like, I remember like starting off, like I know people who actually knew them when they were in, like, I guess as like a part of one of the campus ministries.
On that mildly sad note, back to D&D.
Yeah.
So as the party would gather together toward the front end of the park over in front of the library, having walked up, it's still raining, so I imagine you'll head toward the awning over the front door fairly quickly. Various things in hand, John having a new bow slung across his back. Thicket, Well, I guess you wouldn't really be able to see the thicket has a flower now, depending on where thicket went ahead and put it. So, thicket seeming satisfied. You'll approach, and here you are.
We're all in the
Grog.
library.
I got a
yes.
potion.
Oh, great, excellent. It probably makes the most sense for you to have it. Is it easily accessible?
It's in my portable hole. I can heal myself though. Would it make more sense for someone else to have it?
I suppose.
What kind of potion was it again?
It's a potion of healing.
I suppose Gambit maybe might need one in case you know.
Yes, please. I seem to go down often.
Thicket will give the potion to Gambit. I can put it in the
Sorry, it was already there.
party inventory, and you can take it from there.
I honestly, I was already there. I've already moved it over.
Whoa! Look at that speed.
I mean, as soon as you started talking about potions, I opened thickets, and then Game was like, "I need it," and I was like, "Yeah." No one in this group says no to the person who's like, "I need it so I don't die."
We need to learn how to use fantasy grounds ourselves.
You do. I know it was my own fault. I should have let you deal with it. I'll do that next time. Yell at me next time.
Well, we found some very interesting items. I kind of need to speak with the Lord Librarian and find out if maybe she might be able to enchant one of them. But we might have a way to make Doug able to attack these creatures. So the flying ones, anyway, the Grem that seem to show up way more than I might have, expected. I guess they're maybe a lower level version because they often come in such high numbers. So, but yeah. Anyway, the thing looks absolutely lovely, and it is the right gentleman he was. But also there was this beautiful axe that also had Doug's eyes. So,
But Doug can already attack the Grim.
Yeah, but you never know when you might find something where you like. Sometimes you want like a collection of things, right? I mean, some people like to collect flowers, other people like to collect weapons.
I do like collecting flowers.
Right. See, so there's nothing wrong with that. That's great.
I could use an enchantment on like any of my weapons too. Other than my magical darts, which don't do that much damage, I don't have any magic.
All right. Well then, yeah. I mean, we could absolutely find out. Talk to her. So. Right. But otherwise, it's been well. It's been good. Sounds like.
Yeah. It was a nostalgic trip.
Or look at the flower that I got.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's lovely. That's very nice. And what was the history behind this one? Yeah, I looked at the picture in the thing earlier, so I actually know what it looks like. Did you get the history on this one?
He said that he thinks this one best represents Vane because it's all like regal and respectable, a lot like the Lord Librarian.
Yeah. That's good.
To the library, then.
Enter.
Maybe we can avoid bothering the Lady Lord herself, and just talk to like her secretary or something.
Because
I'm sure they'd
Lord
know.
Is a bit redundant. Saying the Lady Lord, isn't it just the Lady or the Lord?
No, she's both.
Yeah, but it's the same term.
I think it's.
But she's a lady and also a lord.
And a librarian. So we could just call her the LLL. The Lady Lord Librarian.
Always taking L's.
I mean, wouldn't that just be L's? And then that would cover all 3 L's plus her name, Sasha.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
We can just call her L's.
Yeah.
Doug coming in
L's.
with the clever.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping inside, you would see the vaguely familiar face of the young, I believe it was human man, that you'd seen the first night you came, sitting and seems to be reading some sort of book in the front desk. The room is relatively quiet. He looks up as you enter.
No, I just think of that.
If you don't mind, as he steps up and then quickly moves around the desk, picking up a small basket and brings it over to you, where there are several towels inside, as you all realize y'all are still fairly wet from the rain. Please.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course.
If only I had prestidigitation, this would never be a problem.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm the one at the front desk, on case I have it. It kind of helps. I can just dry the towels and let y'all have the towels. I could technically do it to y'all as he flicks his fingers. There is a small burst of this glittery blue light as Garand is dried off.
Oh, yes,
If
lovely.
you want, I can take a minute. And
Thicket
do that to all
will
of you.
use shape water to remove the water from himself.
Oh, clever.
But
Dunking the
does it look
the
like
water
does
back
it look like Thicket like shakes the fur?
No.
Oh.
Like, give the man anxiety for a second as Thicket shakes his fur, but then all the
As
water just stops in the
uncharacteristic
air.
to a house cat that Thicket is, he does not act like a dog.
True.
Don't cats shake off water like that too, though?
They mostly do like flicks.
Oh, okay. I guess I haven't seen enough cats then. I thought they basically did the same thing, just because they're smaller. It's not as loud or obvious. But all right, my bad.
Either way,
I don't think their skin is floppy enough for that to happen.
y'all would be
Could
able to either dry yourselves off or request that he prestidigitation you.
Could Doug just do a quick little rage and have his, like, I guess, little growth of like muscles for like a few seconds, just like knock the water off?
No. I don't know that. I don't think that's how that works. Like, I think that's the funniest thing is, I think it's terribly funny that barbarians are more emotion powered than any other class,
That is kind of ironic.
which makes them closer to magical girls than any other class.
Yeah. that's
Oh my
why I
God.
want to make a magical girl barbarian.
That is
Exactly.
That is the
Exactly.
next. That is the next character. Oh wait, Jason, you doing that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
I
All
mean,
barbarian.
There
Just
are
riddled with
homebrews for
emotion.
like druid barbarians to
Hormones.
just like make it very magical girl-esque magic, and boom, you're there.
That's so great.
mm-hmm.
But yes, over the next couple minutes, y'all dry off properly, and he takes the towels back, prestidigitationing any of them dry that y'all chose to use. And what can I do for y'all today? Y'all just come to look around again.
Is
Or-
Maverick
Ron's
here?
Yeah, I think he Marcy was actually showing him to the quarters. I think he's probably putting the stuff that he has in his room.
I have a gift for him.
Hey, should I send a message, or do you want to just wait for him to get back? I don't know if they're coming here afterward or not. I mean, y'all have been around, so I could probably send y'all to the apprentice quarters. Don't think I'd get whichever.
Well, I think we're gonna look for some books as well. That might take a while, so we could just wait for a bit.
Yeah, sure. I can send a message and let him know you're here.
Along with the books, we were also wondering what might be required in order to possibly enchant a couple items, some weapons.
Are you talking like theoretically or like paying us to do that?
Paying,
okay.
either through scrolls or through permanent. Permanent would be most preferred.
Yeah, I mean, magic weapon is a good spell and all, but it only lasts like. Well, let's see. Making a magic item typically requires some sort of reagents, often be it incenses, inks, gemstone dust, or just gemstones. Requires proper magic, requires time. What kind of enchantment are you thinking about?
Honestly, I'm not the most prolific in this way, so I don't know. I was hoping more for someone who kind of knew what they were doing. I do have some dust powder, so can
dust?
Yeah, I've got ice, I've got gravity, I've got fire, I've got air. I think we have earth somewhere. I think one of us does. So we've got items.
We could make use of that. That'd probably cut down on the cost if you wanted to use something like that. We haven't done a lot with dust. It's hard to get your hands on, so I don't know exactly how it works myself, but one of my seniors, he's been here a while. You could probably put something together. Which kind of element are you thinking? Because what I do know about dust is, whereas most magic stuff you can customize it, like using different gemstones, you can kind of use magic to kind of bend the way they work. Though there are some times where you'll need particular things, like to make some specific stuff that you need fire for. You need rubies or garnets. That we're getting off track. But if you're looking for one of the dusts, from what I understand, we effectively magically infuse the weapon with the element. So, what kind are you thinking? What kind of element?
Doug, do you have a preference? Just please correct me on this. The blue sapphire is water, but yellow diamond is earth. Is that right? For the elemental gems?
Elemental gems? Yes, those are summoning elementals.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about the dust.
No. This is why I'm asking. I'm gonna see what about an elemental gem of blue sapphire with an ice dust to turn it into effectively a very powerful ice elemental bow.
That. He seems. It looks like gears are turning in his head.
But I'm looking at Doug. Doug, does that sound acceptable to you? To me that sounds like something that could overlap well. I think that would be nice. But if that wouldn't interest you, I don't let me pigeonhole you to a thing.
Well, I mean, one, if the long range is meant to be for specific targets or meant to make harder objects to hit easier, then if it does have some sort of ice element, perhaps the ice element would then allow it to not fly. Potentially.
I mean, we also do have the gravity dust, and so you could theoretically add that in as well to the equation. My point is, would you be interested in a very strong, powerful ice bow of that magnitude? Does that sound something that you'd be interested in, or should we look at other items? I do, we have more things, and I'm willing to work towards that and sacrifice some of the things that I've gained in order to enhance you.
Well, so ice would be a good thought, a good way to go about it. On the gravity dust, is that strictly to ground things, or can it do the opposite?
It can do both.
That might also
gravity dust can, from what we understand, can both enhance and oppose gravity.
Actually, that might, I don't know, do you think that might be a more versatile option? Because let's say we want to ground flying things, so that would work. But then also, what if we had a very strong ground creature that we wanted to lift off the air so they're immobile. And we could just attack from a distance without them like charging at us.
I have Earthbind.
But that's I mean, true. But if they're a big, burly creature, they might be able to like break out of it easier than if they were just floating, not being able to like move through the air.
That's fair. I have air dust as well. We could enchanting. I don't know what that would do.
Either way, I think like all are great options. I mean, I already have, I guess, a fire, or no, more. It's a radiant. All I have is like something that deals radiant damage.
It
As
does
of
deal
now.
magic damage, so it does like properly hurt them, but you don't really have magic damage. But plus, it's worth noting it is still a short sword. So if you wanted something that dealt a higher damage dice,
yeah,
it's up to you.
Above table, Jack would really like to play around with the idea of gravity in terms of like having potential very powerful like ground creatures float and just kind of be immobile, in addition to able to ground flying creatures.
Well, we only have one of the dust of gravity, so that at that point you'd have to pick. I mean, there's also like, what about gravity boots, and then you can jump or fly. But anyway,
What was no?
I said, well, if you're infusing it into an item, it becomes more than just like a one-time use type thing. It becomes a little more complex than, you know, like if you infused an item with fire dust, you wouldn't just get one use of the fire dust. You would be able to use it however many times the item has been designed for, which would probably be a certain amount of time for long run. Similar thing with the gravity dust. There's no guarantee you'd be able to do both pulling and pushing with the gravity dust, but you could potentially create something that could, one or a couple of times a day, effectively cast the levitate spell that would force something to float into the air, and if they're not near anything that they could push off of, would effectively immobilize them, unless they have some way to move themselves.
I mean, I mean, either one is good. Just being able, because also like not everyone, like Gambit. Well, Gambit can fly now, so the aerial monsters wouldn't be as much of a challenge. But potentially having the ability to like do both would be great. But also, like, you can never go wrong with ice either.
we have one gravity dust. I don't know what it's capable of. I just looked at things that were similar, and I thought maybe that would be it. But if that's what you want to pursue, we can start looking to purchase gravity dust elsewhere, or gravity related magics or items or something. But just what we have, as far as I know, we have just the one gravity pattern.
And I think
you do. So if you use it to make an item, you wouldn't be able to keep the dust to use it.
Right.
I think it would be more versatile because I think one of the keyblades, quote unquote, is already of water element. So I think maybe forging the bow with something that we're not going to eventually pick up would be better for versatility. Correct? Because like, aren't there 4 blades, and then
there are 4 blades?
One was radiant, one was water or ice, the other one.
Are they all short swords?
the way Claude described them to you, he basically said that they were all functionally identical in terms of look, but had different gemstones. So yes, they would all be short sword, based on.
Okay, so then here's the thing, right, Doug? If you had the ice bow, and then let's say Gambit, who is good with short swords and can use them for sneak attack, had the cold, the water, whatever short sword, then we were spreading damage types, and so that's still a use.
That's also true. I was just thinking of like gravity isn't necessarily one of the 4 blades elements, I guess. But yeah, like it's still good either way to kind of split up different elements.
We just got to make sure that Gambit learns the that feat, the two-handed fighting or whatever feat, so he can wield two keyblades.
Also, like John might be able to utilize the gravity better. Maybe, enchant a instrument of some sort or whatever.
That could be like ranged, couldn't it?
Or maybe air might be better suited for John. I don't know.
What do you mean air?
Well, I mean, if like you have something that produces sound, perhaps an air element might be more beneficial for that particular piece of equipment.
Oh, okay.
Air would be closer related to thunder. Also, for the record, the dust you'll have, you have powdered air dust, you have raw air dust, which is in gemstone form, you have raw fire dust, you have powdered gravity dust, and you have powdered ice dust. That's all that you currently have.
I also have the dust of dryness.
Sure, but that's a different kind of dust. Different kind of dress, but yes.
But yeah, I'm good with ice, and then maybe John could take the gravity or air element of it.
Yeah, why not?
I love to think that the library assistant is just sitting there watching us dispute all of this.
Yep.
He's probably interested. It sounded like he was already interested with the
he's
first
smiling.
ideas. So he's probably like, "Oh, I like these people."
I can, the stuff he cares about.
Do you have an opinion? What do you think?
Well, I mean, they both sound like good ideas. I mean, really, the gravity dust makes sense to be able to like immobilize enemies, stop them. Combining now, it's a really interesting idea. I don't know how exactly it'd work, but the combining of the power of the ice elemental with the or the water elemental with the ice dust, I don't really know how that turned out, but it seems like it would enhance the power to at least a certain degree, especially if you're able to continually call upon the elemental dust. But at the same time, I mean, the air dust, I don't know exactly how that'd be useful. Maybe it'd help you be able to hit things or hit things further away. I don't know. Maybe make the arrows fly faster, deal with thunder stuff, or, I mean, I don't know exactly how it'd work with an instrument. I guess you could, like, shoot a shockwave at people. That seems like...
He's geeking out. I love it.
He is 100% geeking out.
It's so great.
He talks at the speed of my brain.
I was gonna say he's talking like that one character from Loki season 2.
I haven't seen it still.
Oh,
On the list.
Ouroboros?
Yeah, OB, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. That's the name of the snake that eats its own tail.
Yep.
Nerd rant, continue.
Nerd rant, continue. Effectively, he thinks the potential power increase of combining the elemental gem and the ice dust would potentially give a power spike to whatever it is, as opposed to just using dust. But at the same time, if you invest enough magic or other materials, you could potentially reach the same level of power with gravity or other things. He thinks the gravity is a good idea overall, whether it be using it on a instrument to be able to use against people, or using it on a weapon to strike enemies and then causing the effect. Gravity overall is very useful one way or another, whether it be to tie people down or lift people into the air. You're not sure if you're able to get both effects, just one, or maybe a certain number of charges for either. That'd be something we'd have to see as we make it. Yeah, I'm not going to make the decision for you. He thinks those are great ideas. The air dust is a little harder to describe in his head because it's air, so you could use it to maybe make the arrow fly faster or straighter, longer. You could use it to, like y'all had thought about, do some sort of thunder effect. I believe air dust also can enable a level of flight. So that could potentially be useful if you were to infuse it in, say, boots to make boots flying effectively. That would be a highly effective item to include in the creation of it. Fire dust, I mean, flaming weapons are always nice.
I'm sure he wishes we could do all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got an idea for another thing later, depending on how this turns out, but I think this is the right way to go. So, yeah, if we can pursue whomever you would most recommend to consider maybe a prospective idea, an estimate, or some sort of blueprint or something. That would be quite helpful.
Let me go get him. And he runs off.
Who is he getting?
The person he thinks they can do this.
Oh, okay.
He
And he's
will,
super excited about it.
Somebody in mind.
after a minute,
Yes.
Walking back, hit him a bit faster, and with him, a slightly tired-looking, very college student feeling younger man. He looks to probably be 17, 18. He's got this darker skin, similar in shade to Selxander's, but this guy's hair is black. His eyes are a deep brown, and you can see there's a bit of this grayish black, more than average hair on his arms. And you see as he's walking forward, swinging behind him appears to be a monkey tail. As he walks up, I was told you were interested in magic items, potentially? You guys had stuff you're looking to get appraised?
Yes, sir. So I don't know if you are well acquainted with Fabian over at the
I've met him
the
a couple of
swordsmith.
times.
He has this very majestic and powerful looking great bow that I think would be extremely powerful in my friend Doug's hands.
Okay.
And I would like to see about perhaps someone who is skilled and capable at using perhaps an elemental gem, blue sapphire, with some ice dust powder, to perchance make some sort of icy blizzard, stormy something with the bow to help in our hunt against Grim.
He nods and purses his lips. Come sit down at the table. No need to conversation over here standing up. As he leads you, and as y'all sit down, there's at a fairly large one of the study tables near the center of the room. So you're looking for effectively an ice-infused bow?
Yes.
Willing to provide materials, as you mentioned. Is there anything in particular you're trying to make it do, or just, extra ice?
I mean, something that would increase the damage output, something that maybe can freeze something in midair, something that can cause something to be chilled so that it's slower and it's harder to get away. Any of those things would be delightful.
He taps his fingers in a seemingly intentional pattern. And you're sure about this? As he looks to Doug and the others as well. Like I was saying, is everyone agreeing on this?
Yeah, totally. Let's do it.
Alright, he rubs his chin. Okay. Let me see the elemental gem.
Sure, certainly. Here you go.
He holds it in his hands, looks closely, and the ice dust.
Oh, absolutely. Pulls that out as well. If it helps to have like a lapis lazuli, it's the right color to be alongside. I don't know if that would make a difference. I don't know if it's color based or if there's some sort of other factor when it comes to gemstones and the like.
If you'd like that to be part of the payment, I could certainly accept it as a gemstone, but as he looks closely at these, as far as materials go, you don't need anything more than this.
Fantastic. All right.
Now, you'll still need the skill, which I guess is what I'm here for, to properly create the item. But as far as the basic input, the sheer magical strength of both of these items is, I would say, enough to make what you're looking for.
Excellent.
Exactly how the details are going to work out, I'll have to draw up some potential designs. I'll probably get Oscar here as he moves his head over to the excited younger man next to him. He'll probably help me out, so I can't imagine that'll be too hard. Let's see. How soon do you need this done?
I mean, if it could be done by
Within the
tomorrow
week?
morning, that'd be delightful. I can go get the bow right now, and because our plan is to go effectively try it out by taking out some bandits that are in the nearby wood.
Well, that's probably
Oh,
sorry,
all right.
but
No, that's
given the difficulty,
it's fine. You
level of
merely
the magic,
asked. I
Yeah, I don't think I can do it by the morning. Certainly not that much. But to kind of get the idea of what you're going for, well, the hardest part is going to be the actual infusion process. I could probably have it to you sometime Friday.
that'd be delightful.
Start soon. I'd need to start soon, and as far as price goes, I'm gonna roll a thing.
Can I persuade him that he feels particularly happy that we're wanting him to do it and
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah. I will definitely be adding on a thingamajig. So here's hoping that it adds. If not, okay, it didn't add. All right, well, 22 then.
He sits back. 125 gold pieces, and I can have it to you by Friday.
It sounds more than reasonable.
All right. Go ahead and I can wait here on the payment until you get the bow. If you want to get it and bring it back. Yeah, if I can start tonight, that'd be better if you can go ahead and get it for me sooner rather than later.
I'll be right back. And Garon books it. He just starts. He just leaves.
And as he looks to the rest of you, are there any other items we're looking at making today?
I have air dust. I don't know if it could be used for anything.
I thought we were thinking about infusing an instrument or something with that.
Sure.
I don't know. I thought that was what we discussed.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what you discussed. I mean, do you want me to what kind of stuff do you want me to do to the instrument?
Is Gambit getting a magic sword now, or is he just got dibs on the next Keyblade that we find?
I don't
Sounds like
know.
you got dibs unless someone's offering you the weapon.
Okie dokie.
I think dibs is fair.
Let's just hope that we don't face any Grim before then.
You said you so what do you want with this air dust? The instrument? He faces John. If that's what you're going for.
You know, we discussed it, but I don't think we discussed the details. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Sure. Keep in mind, I'll have
Gambit.
to...
Mm-hmm.
Can you use a scimitar?
I believe so.
I have a radiant scimitar if you want to use that
Ooh.
until you get a keyblade.
Sure. I'll hang on that. If you don't need it. If we ever just, yeah.
I will.
That way I'm not just doing
in
1d4 to
the
Grim.
party sheet.
Kiduki. I think I can use a smear.
Pretty sure you can. Alright, I think it has thrown it into the party, and now you can take it out of the party and put it into your feet. Which, for the record, the Radiant Scimitar does do magic damage. So it's regular damage will hurt Grim.
Yeah.
I'm frankly a little surprised it took y'all this long to hand it over to someone who didn't have any magic damage. It also has a magical effect that while the sun is in the sky, so during daylight hours, or if the sword is in direct sunlight from something such as the sunbeam spell or the dawn spell. I don't know if daylight technically applies, but yeah, to something like that, it would, and I'd say it probably would for this at least. It deals an additional 1d6 radiant damage, but only under those circumstances.
But it won't do magic damage unless it's in sunlight.
No, it'll still do magic damage even if there's no sunlight. It just gets a bonus 1d6 radiant.
Okay.
If there's...
So much for vampire slaying.
No.
This is
no, better not tell Belle about this.
Better not tell Bailey.
Well, I mean, if you can't be in sunlight, you lose the extra damage against vampires, is all I'm saying.
True, I mean, it's still magic, so it still does hurt, but it doesn't get the extra. You change the effect on your sheet to flashing magic. Now, assuming I've got my knowledge base on how this all works right, boom, you have a Radiant Scimitar, which also has the Cavalry Finesse, Light, and Slicing properties. Main ones would be Cavalry if you ever get a horse, that if you... in general, well suited to combat on the move. If you damage a creature with a cavalry weapon after moving at least 20 feet straight toward the target while mounted, you deal an extra 1d6 damage. So if you're riding stuff and you move toward things, you can deal extra damage. And
Thick
slicing.
bit horse mode.
That's what I'm saying. I'm right in the battle.
We can do it thick bit, thick bit, warhorse.
Thick bit part 2. All right. So Garand would be able to run back through the rain and the mud, arriving at it's Falion, I said? Where did I write that?
Fabian.
Arriving at Fabian's shop. Looks up. You're in a hurry.
Yes, fortunately, they have a man who can properly enchant what I'm hoping to do to give my friend this gift. So, how much for the for that great bow there and the arrows with it? And also, are you willing to make some more arrows in the meantime?
I could. Arrows. I mean, I can see why you'd want them. They're harder to come by. They're
right.
I mean, yeah, if it's not someone like me who just has them, then they would probably need to be custom made.
Right.
They're roughly a silver piece per arrow, 2 gold pieces for 20. And then the bow itself is 50 gold pieces. But that's you. 42.
Delightful.
Oh, I forgot he had the The good customer perk.
The good customer perk. Yep. That's what.
And I just couldn't wait to get back to buy something from him. That's how much I like him. So it's like I'm really trying to sell it. All right.
Is there perhaps a discount for it not being taken for over a year?
No.
Come on. All right. So
yeah, I mean, you're already getting like we'll say 10 gold, so you can 10 gold discount, so 40 gold for the great bow itself. Say.
Statistically speaking, demand is suddenly through the roof. So
True, demand is suddenly through the roof. Besides, it's one of those things that he made because he wanted to, not because he thought it would sell.
Right.
Also, this poor guy's got to feed his family somehow.
It's true. I mean, he's not married, but yeah.
He's a smith. He does not likely to have a wife.
His family, including himself, and himself.
Yeah, him himself, and
he himself and him.
He himself and him. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Okay, so I could get 100 of those. I could get 100 of those arrows, and I can just give him. I can just give him 50.
How much? So the arrows are 2 gold for 20, so 10 gold for 100 arrows.
Right, so I give him flat 50.
Yeah, 50 total gold, and you would knock it out easy.
All right, I will give him 4 platinum for ease of use.
Okay.
And then 4 platinum. I will give 8 gold. And then I will give 20 silver. Okay.
Yeah.
And those are changed. And Fabian is absolute pleasure. Also, I've got to go. I've got to get this back to him. But if you happen to have any hand crossbows or I know that guns are a thing. If you have any of those, please be willing to show those to me when I can next come visit you. All right. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Okay.
And then I, as soon as he gives me the items, I'm like, I look ridiculous running through town, but I'm totally running through town.
He still has to make some of the arrows, but he can make them over the next day or two easily.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. But
he shouldn't have all that many on hand. But yes, you can easily get.
I still look pretty ridiculous because this huge bow and then these large like ballista-looking arrows.
Yeah,
it's gonna look funny.
Raining.
How tall is Grant?
I'm pretty tall. I'm like 6.
Yeah.
What am I? 6'3", 6'2", 6'1"? I don't know. What did I put? I had to look again.
So this bow is as tall as you.
Yes, which is why he's probably carrying it like on its side. Yeah, he's 6'1". Doug is 6'4".
Yeah.
What's funny is
Ron sprinting through the rain.
is Doug has this like Mary Poppins bag of a quiver, so like he can hide.
It's literally easy for him to hide this huge.
So yeah, Doug is hiding like an
he has an armory in his bag.
An armory in my like quiver.
So great.
Like I think you still have room. Like double checking the things, like up to 60 arrows as is. You're currently at 35. The mid-sized compartment is probably what's holding your hand axes, your crowbar, your chain whip, and still has room for like 12 more objects. And then the big one that has your big stuff still has room for like 4 more things. You have plenty of room still in that quiver. You'd be able to get back to him, and the monkey Faunus would be able to take the items. He would prefer payment of the, I believe it was 125 is what we decided on.
Yeah.
He'd prefer that now rather than later. But yeah, he's perfectly willing to make the design and finish making this great bow, this ice great bow, by Friday.
I even have some ideas for naming it if such a thing becomes a possibility. But anyway,
This will be one
okay,
of those
so-
things that I'm gonna throw in character creation of like, okay, mechanically, what do y'all want from this?
Okay.
And we can
Well,
sign stuff and name things. It works.
I want Doug to have that freedom to choose those things. I just said what I thought would be useful, but if Doug has different ideas or whatever, that's fine.
We can talk about it.
When I left, you did say that he was willing to wait until I got the thing, but he changed his mind when I came back. Is that what happened?
No, he was he wanted to wait until you'd picked up the bow.
Oh, okay.
Cash.
Oh, I thought I thought he meant when I picked it up from him. Okay. All right. Well,
I mean, he'd be willing to do a half now, half later.
It's fine. It's
Easily
fine.
enough.
I mean, worst case scenario, I will tell the Lord Lady Librarian,
No,
and
you are
she will hunt him down.
You know, you've rolled well in your persuasion checks, and you're providing basically all the materials going into this. Like, if you don't come back, he has a very expensive item that's worth more than you're paying him.
Right.
So yeah, it's fine. You can pay him when it gets done.
I mean, it's fine. Like I mean, I'm looking at it like, if he does do anything wrong, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Lord Lady Librarian can track him down and we can get more than everything that we need back. So I'm not really too worried. So if he really cares that much, like, Garan will have a surprise look on his face, but he'll still pay him. So however you want to play that, but go, I don't know how you want to remove the blue sapphire gem and the ice dust powder, but you can go ahead and take those off. And then I'm leaving the arrows too, because I don't know what he needs to do. I don't know how this all works, so he just can have all the things that I came running in with.
Sure.
And after the guy at the front, of course, obviously prestidigitation everything dry. But
yes, Oscar would definitely do so as you drop off. He would say sure, he'll take the 20 arrows for testing purposes, because Fabian only had 20 arrows on hand, and so he's got another 80 to make over the next couple days, which is fine. He can do that.
Do we know the name of this person?
You have not asked the name of the monkey faunus, no.
Excuse me, what was your name again?
Oh, Ketrin.
How do you spell it?
Boop, Katrin Turgist. Katrin Turgist.
Hi, I'm Thicket.
Nice to meet you, Thicket. You a faunus?
No.
He looks at Oscar. Apparently, he's like a sentient cat that has grim blood. Alright then. Is simultaneously taken back, but also not surprised. Katrin
It
seems
has
to
like
be
just
okay.
the cheeriest smile, and it's just like waving.
It means over. You're telling me this thing has grim blood? Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Katrin.
Yeah.
Doug pulls out this little strip of that first garment that he ever purchased. This blue and white. What used to be a blue and white robe until he destroyed it.
Yep. The remains of the kimono.
Yes. And it's just like, would you be able to, like, I'm assuming blue and white would kind of match whatever is going to happen with this bow. Would you be able to use this strip and incorporate it into the bow itself?
Yeah, I can do that for you. Would give you an oddly understanding nod. Alright. Claps his hands together. I think that's everything from y'all. I need to go work on this.
Have fun.
Gives finger guns before picking up the bow and arrows and heading back through the hallway that he came from.
I like him.
Alright, and I guess on that note, do you have anything else y'all want to try to take care of today? It is 10:30, so we could probably end the session there as the party has contracted someone out.
We could do library part 2 next week.
We'll do library part 2.
Okay.
As we pull out from the library, where the party is very happy about their newfound commission for however this frozen bow, whatever the name is going to be, is being prepared. We move through the rain, closing back in on the Dancing Goose. We're sitting at one of the tables near the window, looking out at the rain every now and again, is Grace Lavania. With a book in front of her, a similar notebook, and effectively an art book, where one page that she's got kind of halfway covering the one she's working on. The covering page does seem to be a not bad, not amazing, but a fairly good drawing of the fork in the stream, where it splits off and the view with mountains in the distance. A fine landscape. And as she lifts the page a little bit to move underneath it, seems to be drawing the outline and floor plan of a house. And that is where we'll end the session.
Interesting.
I feel confused.
I mean, y'all don't
Me
know
too.
why she's doing it, but she's doing it.
I think we're supposed to feel confused.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Hooray, victory!
Something you don't have information on yet, but it's a thing that will make more sense later. You know,
It's a tool that will help us later.
it's a clue that will help you later. It's a tool that will help you later if, you know, Gambit talks to her again and doesn't just run away.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
I mean, she said she wanted your help with something.
All right, we're gonna have to roll really, really well. All right, Sam, you, John, and Garand have to roll exceptionally well to start paying off this this huge purchase.
How
Y'all
much
did
was
just
it again?
spend-
400?
125 for the enchantment and then 50 for the bow and arrows.
So yeah,
Came out
175
to-
plus the worth of the items. So you also have to add the worth of the items.
Yeah, if y'all hadn't paid for the items involved, it would have hit quadruple digits.
Wait, I thought you paid for it, or did you just get it on credit?
No, I paid for it. I did.
He paid for
Oh.
it.
But the point is that I spent probably more money today than he's ever spent. Duran does not spend money. Duran just holds money. But now he finally has a reason to want to, because until now he hasn't ever seen anything that would be exceptionally awesome for anybody in the party that he cares about. But now he did, and even though Doug didn't seem interested in the bow and arrow, like Garon's like, that's super useful for him. Like, so Garon's thinking like, I need to help this guy figure out how to do some of this stuff, because he's very one track.
He spent more money today that he has, not just for the entirety of the campaign, but for the entirety of his life.
Quite possibly, yes.
In
the entirety of his life as well.
assets, yes.
That's also true.
The value of the dust and the gemstone is easily worth a mansion. Like, not a full mansion, but a sizable house. Easily.
A manor home.
Yeah, a manor home. Quite easily. Like, full payment, done. Like,
Possibly a servant.
quadruple digits. Like, the value... Functionally, the value of assets that you spent is quadruple digits.
Yeah.
Somewhere between probably 2,000 and 3,000 gold.
I'm both looking forward to and completely terrified of Doug being like, "Oh, thanks, Durant," and then that's it.
And that'll last right up until Garand has a Grim holding him down, trying to eat his face, and then an arrow encased in magical ice destroys it above him. And then he'll be like, "Nope, this was a good idea."
This is what I live for in playing D&D, is trying to find ways to do something for the other players and their characters.
As a DM, my favorite goal is to try and do something that the players have never seen before. Which for new players is easy. For veterans is much harder.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I have to wake up at 5:15 tomorrow.
That's fair. And for you and for everyone else who needs to go sooner or later, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. For YouTube, thank you for coming and watching and hanging out, everyone.
Are we getting
Appreciate
Sasha
you.
next week?
Oh, yeah, right. We'll handle that after I finish the recording here in a second. Goodbye, YouTube. Hope you have a good week. We'll see you later.
Bye.